Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In this episode, we are going to finish up doing the peel and stick backsplash in the kitchen and the bathrooms. Alright, so we are getting after it, cutting these pieces to fill in the blanks here, and I kind of want to give you a tip on what we're doing. It was actually a really good idea that my dad had, but if we look at this corner right here, so I just filled in these alternating 5 pieces that go all the way up. And now we're going to fill in these 5 pieces that we're missing. So when you look at that, you think, okay, they're all about the same length, but because my walls aren't perfectly square, they're not exactly the same length. So they may vary anywhere from a 1/16 to 3/16 between them, but I want to cut 5 that are all approximately the same length. So what I do is I get my measuring tape and I measure them all. And I find the longest one. Let's just say that this was the longest one. It's kind of hard to see through the camera, but let's call it, looks like about 1 5/8 inches. So I would have my dad set up on the tile saw. He sets up the longest one, which is, like we said, 1 5/8 inches. But his idea, which was clever, is he bought a body shim assortment that goes anywhere from a 32nd all the way up to 1/8 of an inch. So once he gets the table saw set up, he's just throwing on a shim, and I just tell him, oh, I need one that's a 1/16 less or 1/8 less, and so he doesn't have to reset up his table saw for all 5 of those cuts. So that's saving a lot of time, and like I said, I think it's a really good idea that my dad had. And here is the kitchen backsplash all installed. So a couple things that I haven't showed on camera. As you can probably see, I did decide to go ahead and change out all of the outlets that are on the tile to a kind of nice matte black style outlet. And I really think that those kind of pop and match the pulls on the cabinets, so it kind of ties the whole kitchen together, and it helps to kind of break up the fact that we have these real big backsplashes that wrap all the way around the kitchen. So we did matte black outlets, and then a couple here we have the matte black switches, which are for the lights that go over the sink. The top one does, and then the bottom one runs the disposal. So that's a double switch here. But that's all we did, or I changed all that out while we were doing it. Also got a bead of silicone, a white bead of silicone that wraps all the way around the bottom edge from where it interacts with the countertop. So that's all finished up there here. And then let's step back and we can take a look at how the backsplash over the sink turned out with the herringbone pattern, and I think it turned out really, really good. So that is the backsplash all done in the kitchen. Really happy with it. And here is the backsplash in the hall bathroom, kind of 90-degree wraparound backsplash. Got the mirror hung up, and once again changed out the outlet and the switches to these kind of nice matte black, which kind of helps match the pulls and tie everything together. So yes, really happy with how this one turned out as well. And finally, we have the backsplashes in the master bathroom. So here is my backsplash on this one side of the vanity. And if I turn around here, we have the shower that I've been working on, and we also have the backsplash on Kelly's side of the vanity. So we did end up putting a bead of silicone that goes along the ceiling and along the sides of the wall. So those are just kind of finished up to kind of clean up those edges a little bit. But the backsplash goes all the way up to the ceiling. The light fixtures and the mirrors are behind, or are on top of the backsplash, I should say. So the backsplash goes behind the mirrors and the lights, and I think that turned out really, really nice. But what we did is we cut all the pieces to finish these side seams. So all those side cuts are all done, and where we had to rip the tiles down long ways along the ceiling, those are all done as well. Well, all right, guys, that's going to do it for this video. With the backsplashes done, that's just one more thing checked off the list, which feels great. So stay tuned for the next video where we are going to be getting back on the master shower. We're trying to get that waterproofed and ready for tile.